أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه الأجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي عما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته my dear sisters in faith. We are going to continue with our lesson. Our topic of today is how to stop overthinking in Islam. My dear sisters in faith, overthinking for any human being is a habit that's hard to break. It's like a vicious circle of having negative thoughts that keep building until you've fallen down a rabbit hole you have no idea how to get out of. This feeling of restlessness that follows along with having difficulty in concentrating leads you to spending agitated days and sleepless nights. So, the following is how to stop overthinking in Islam. Number one, turn your anxiety into dua. How you deal, my dear sisters in Islam, how you deal with your inner thought plays a vital role in how they may affect you mentally and emotionally. So when you turn all your fears, anxiety, and concerns into du'as, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala listens to you. Although He already knows all your thoughts and what's in your heart, it pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you make du'as and turn to Him for guidance. In return, He gives you sabr, yani patience, and emotional calmness that introduces tranquility during your hard times. Point number two, accept that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala controls everything. Even when you carry out your duties to the best of your ability, it should be understood and accepted that the outcome of events is not meant to be in your hands. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what's best for you, contrary to how it may feel when your life is falling apart at times. So just remember that regardless of the ultimate outcome, you will be rewarded for your exertion and for the time you pull in to make your efforts a success. Point number three, take a salah or pray uh, time out 5 daily prayers. One of the best way, my dear sisters in Islam, to stop overthinking in Islam is to remind yourself of how ultimate goal before the stress gets to you. That ultimate goal, goal is paving your way to Jannah. So use the 5 daily prayers as a time out where you distance yourself from the shortcomings of life and become more hereafter oriented. After all, when it comes to this world and the hereafter, the latter should always be your number one priority. Point number four, seek Allah's help through patience. To have patience, my dear sisters, means to remain steadfast despite all odds for achieving your goal. Unfortunately, it is an often neglected stress booster that effectively put a stop to overthinking. So Allah states in the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 45, وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ وَإِنَّهَا لَكَبِيرَةٌ إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ. And seek help through patience and prayer. And indeed, it is difficult except for the humbly submissive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Point number five, my dear sisters in Islam, have trust in Allah. That is tawakkul. Have that reliance in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My dear sisters in Islam, in this point number 5 of trust in Allah, once you draw out a plan that you are ready to follow when dealing with any problem, the best course of action is to have trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is tawakkul. So your complete trust in Allah, if you have that complete trust in Allah, then everything is going to run very smoothly. So when you have your utmost belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most wise and the all-knowing, He always brings your heart calmness, yani, that keeps you from having negative thoughts. It is said in the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Imran, verse 159, Allah states very clearly, فإذا عزمت فتوكل على الله إن الله يحب المتوكلون. And when you have decided, then rely upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Indeed, Allah loves those who rely upon Him. Point number 6, my dear sisters in Islam, end your day on a positive note. How you spend your day end also leaves a significant impact on how well you sleep at night. Without any stress holding without any stress holding you down. So when you make ablution, yani wudu, thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all that you have already accomplished and make du'as to Him. Your next day also starts on a positive note. Finally, my dear sisters in Islam, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove all our pains and worries, bringing us great happiness in this life and the hereafter. Shukran jazila.